Welcome everyone, and thank you again for joining. My name is Mia Hart, and I'm a junior sustainability consultant here at Turner and Townsend. We are joined today by Benjamin and Joanne from Moat Homes Limited. This is a retrofit information support and expertise event which is fully funded by the Department of Energy Security and Net Zero, delivered by Turner and Townsend. I will now hand over to Benjamin and Joanne to start today's presentation.
Thanks, Mia. I'm just going to share my screen. You have to forgive me, everyone. This is my first day back after 2 weeks holiday, so if things don't quite go right, I think you'll all appreciate coming back from 2 weeks leave and then doing the presenting. So fingers crossed all goes well. So hopefully you can see the screen. We have been asked to do this because we have done an SHDF project this year for Wave 2. So this is where it doesn't work straight away. Okay. So the agenda that we're going to go through today is about us, that is about Moat, what our values are as an organisation, what our sustainability goals are, and we're going to talk a little bit about our sustainability strategy and how that is incorporated into the corporate strategy, and then finally we're going to talk around the SHDF spotlight. Ben and I are going to flip between the slides so you don't get bored with just me talking. So first of all, I'm Joanne Hiscock and I'm the Head of Strategic Asset Management. I have been at Moat for 2 years. So I joined just as we were doing the application for Wave 2. I was previously at another organisation where I also did asset management and repairs and maintenance contract management. And Ben.
Hi everyone, I hope you're all well. So as Joanne said, I'm Ben, I'm a Sustainability Manager for Moat Homes. I've been with the organisation for just over 8 years now, but I work within Joanne's team, so that's strategic planning and analysis. So yeah, we're the team that's identified with targeting homes and what energy efficiency improvements are required, and clearly that cuts across this SHDF Wave 2.1 project that we're currently delivering. So yeah, just to give a bit of background to us as an organisation. So yeah, we were formed in 1966, over 22,000 homes throughout the southeast of England, with key aims to provide secure, affordable homes for rent and shared ownership. Just to give you an idea of where we're at with the split of our stock, just under 14,000 homes now, general needs, where we'll manage those on a day-to-day basis. And then, yeah, you're looking at the rest of the homes are shared ownership. But there is a key focus on creating sustainable homes for our customers. And so that's just to give a bit of background to ourselves at Moat. So I'll hand back over to Joanne.
Yep. So as Ben said, we are slightly different to a lot of housing associations just because we have a large proportion of shared ownership compared to some housing associations. So these are our values, and we launched the strategy last year, and we had 3 key themes. One was around great customer experience, and we wanted to make sure that we were customer pioneers. So we was making it easier for our customers to access our services and that they were tailored around their needs. So we've been on a journey in the last year to make changes to how we do this. And one of the things we have done is that we've launched our new Pride in Homes and Places. So this is our asset management strategy, and it does include sustainability, although we do have a separate sustainability strategy as well. So our Pride in Homes and Places, we want our customers to feel proud of where they live, and this obviously comes from the white paper, and we include our communities in that and communal areas because we want our customers to really feel proud of where they live. And we want to reduce the environmental impact of our existing homes. So this all fits in with what the government aims are in what we want to do. But we also want to make sure that we do continue to grow our new homes and our communities. So we want our customers to stay with us and to be able to move within our stock. So whether it's from our general needs to shared ownership or through within our shared ownership offer. And we want to make sure that our homes that we are building are attractive and safe. We want to create communities. We want to make sure that we pay a lot of effort to the surrounding areas around where their homes are, Because we want people to really want to live in our homes.
Thanks, Joe. So just talking a bit about our sustainability goals at Moat. So we've got longer term targets and then sort of stepping stones to reach that overall target. So yeah, we want all of our homes to be zero carbon no later than 2050. Working back from that, we'd like all of our homes to have an EPC rating of C or above no later than 2030. And the target that's sort of fast approaching is to get all of our homes to D or above by April 2026. Fairly fortunate at Moat, and it's not always the case with housing providers, but we've got a good percentage of our stock relatively new builds, therefore obviously increasing that energy performance rating from the outset. But it cuts across so many layers, the zero carbon works that we're delivering. So we want our customers to live in warm, affordable homes. Clearly, there's a lot of households across the UK that are in fuel poverty, and that's only been increasing with the cost of living crisis that everyone's been sort of encountering. So we do use a range of sort of funding and our own sort of capital investment to deliver these energy efficiency works. So we were successful with Wave 2.1. So we're in the process of delivering those homes at the moment, and we secured sort of, I think it's just over £6 million in funding to deliver the works. And with the government's approach, we're looking at sort of that fabric first element, but also worst first. So we've identified in this particular wave of funding any homes that sort of EF or G rated. Luckily, we didn't have too many of those in the first place, so we've included a number of D-rated homes as well. And it's sort of a multi-measure approach that we're taking to the homes rather than that piecemeal approach, which can have benefits for ourselves and our customers. And we do use a range of asset systems to help us look at baselines and kind of where we are now, where we want to get to, and sort of how we're going to get there. So we use MRI as an asset management tool, and we also use Sava Intelligent Energy. So that will help us look at heat demand metrics within our homes, as well as estimated running costs for our customers. So I'll hand back over to Joanne for the next part.
So what I would say is that these goals here, sustainability goals, are the ones that are within our corporate strategy. We do have a separate sustainability strategy, which goes into a lot more detail around accreditations and other things and other work that we're doing with regards to new builds, SHDF, etc. So we're now going to talk around the SHDF project from Wave 2 that we went through, and Ben's going to go through this initial project summary.
So as part of our application, we sort of used a range of systems to put a long list together of 613 homes went through on the application, and sort of covering geographical areas of London, Essex and Kent. There's a few reasons why that revised target shown there has become that particular figure, and we'll touch on that a bit later in the presentation. But it's sort of anywhere between sort of 450 and 500 homes is the new target that we're looking to achieve, and that's going to make a big difference to the customers living within those homes, and can benefit us as a housing provider, having to spend less on repairs and maintenance, etc. And then sort of the time frame for delivery. So a two-year window under Wave 2.1. So it's clearly quite a lot to cram into those 2 years. But I think it was welcome that it was 2 years in this particular wave of funding, as opposed to the single year window that was present in Wave 1. So as it says there, we've secured £6.4 million from DESNZ in funding, and we've sort of match funded that as well. And I think it's close to a £20 million project overall. And then just to touch on the interventions that we've been applying to our customers' homes. So that fabric first element. So we're looking at triple glazed windows, where we've installed lots of those, loft insulation top ups, cavity wall insulation, external wall insulation, air source heat pumps and solar panels, as well as sort of improved ventilation for each of these homes. Other aspects that we've looked at is sort of the monitoring. So it's kind of a bit of retrofit validation, essentially. So we opted with ACO HomeLink devices. So there's over 400 homes now where they have that equipment installed. So we can essentially look at how quick a property then loses 1 degree of heat, also look at relative humidities, etc., around those homes, and sort of mechanical ventilation we've also introduced as part of the scope of works. Yes, it was important with retrofit, if you're sort of building tight, is to ventilate right at the same time to avoid any unwanted sort of consequences related to sort of condensation and mold. And in terms of delivery teams, we continue to work with Breyer Group, United Living, and a range of SMEs, which Joanne will go into a bit more detail on, I believe, on the next slide or two.
Thanks, Ben. So what was our approach? So we knew the government guidance was that they wanted people to think outside of the box and also really go big in the project. So we really did decide to do that. So 613 homes, which was our original target, we felt was quite a large project, especially for someone our size, but we really wanted to make the most of this opportunity. So what we first of all did is that we made sure that we had buy-in from the board and the exec team. As Ben has already said, that we got 6.5 or 6.4 million from DESNZ, and then we've put in around 13 million pounds. So that's a big chunk of money from Moat. So it's really important that our board and ET team were wanted to support us through this. So when we was looking at our geographic areas, we wanted to split the homes into 3 areas. So we had Essex, London and Kent. We haven't done any in Sussex. We have kept those out of this because we wanted to be able to see how we could deliver these homes in these geographical areas. We also wanted to have 2 main contractors. So we thought we would have London and Essex as our 2 main contractors, and then Kent, which was a slightly lower number of homes to deliver. We really wanted to develop the relationships with SMEs. And so this is the approach that we had, and we had this signed off by our board and our exec team. We started the procurement before we were awarded funding. So we knew that even without this funding, we still needed to do this work. So we wanted to make sure that we had something in place for the procurement for this work, even if we didn't get the funding, although it may have taken a slightly different or slightly longer to do the work. And what we wanted to do is to make sure that we had the contracts for longer than just Wave 2.1. At the end of the day, we know we've got homes that we need to make more efficient. And so we knew that we would have work after Wave 2.1 finished. So we made sure that the contracts were for a lot longer. Within our bid, we actually included Internet of Things, which was the ACO devices. We weren't given that funding. I think most people weren't given funding. We weren't, but we were committed as an organisation that we wanted to use these devices. One, to show the savings that our customers could have on the energy efficiency measures that we were putting in, but also we want to try and educate our customers on how they use their homes to make the best of, is it going to get damp and mold, humidity, what they need to do, how the works that we've done, what impact it's going to have on their home. So we were already committed to that before. So we went through an option appraisal and we still carried on with the ACO devices. So these are some of the companies that we've worked for. So as I said, we did a tender, and Breyer Group and United Living were successful in those. So that was a full procurement exercise through frameworks. And then the smaller companies, so we used CoreLogic for our retrofit assessments. We have the window company for obviously triple glazed windows and doors, and then Saving Energy and Ecolution for the air source heat pumps and insulation works. Now they are primarily based in the Kent area, and so they are the 2 SMEs that won those contracts. And we did those through a call-off because the procurement rules are slightly different if you're using SMEs, and you can use a smaller percentage of the money that we had we could use for those. Obviously, we worked closely with Turner and Townsend as we are today now, and obviously we have the relationship with Desnes as well. So really what I want to go through is, and I think is the lessons learned. So we've actually done a lessons learned exercise every step of the way. We have the sponsor for the project, and I have set up a governance board, and this has been really closely monitored by Moat and the board to make sure that it has been a successful project. So we've done, as I said, we've done a lessons learned after every stage. So we did one after the application, we've done one after the procurement and planning, and now we are doing one through the delivery stage, so that we can look at this and we can actually work out what's gone well, what hasn't worked so well, and where we want to make some further improvements going forward for wave 3. So what works, lessons well? So what has worked well? So firstly, we have had some absolutely fantastic feedback from our customers for the work that we've done. And ultimately, this is why we are doing it. Not because the government have told us, it's because we want to make our customers in a warm home that is more efficient and doesn't cost them as much. We know how much bills are costing at the moment. We had a really solid communications plan. So we actually met every month, and we had this communications plan was agreed by the governance board, and it went into lots of detail about what we wanted, the work we wanted to do with the customers. So this involved things like videos, case studies. We looked at all the letters, everything that went out to the customers, social media. So we wanted to change our approach. We didn't want to make it seem like we were doing to our customers. We wanted to show them the benefits of having this work done. And as a result, we haven't had as much dropouts as we thought we were going to get, and I think what other people have experienced. So as I said, we've had the videos and the case studies. We're really proud of those, and we've had our customers actually involved in those, and it was some good fun getting him involved and the filming. You need good data, and I think everyone agree. In order to do this, we looked at our data, we looked at how we could use making sure that, as Ben is the fabric first approach. We also included any kitchens and bathrooms or any other works the way we could do into these works, so that we didn't have to then go back again, because some of the works are quite intrusive. As I said previously, I wanted to make sure that we had contracts in place that weren't just for wave 2.1. I wanted to make sure that we had these in place for the next few years, so that at any time we can go back to our contractors and we can say, we want to do some more air source heat pumps. Can we use you? And so we have that already in place. We don't have to then do another procurement exercise. We've carried out some insight work on refusals and segmentation work. So this is around us looking at our customers and looking at what their needs are and how we can support them through this process. We know that some customers are like banging on our door. We want this technology. We want this work done. And other people need a bit more hand holding. So we wanted to make sure that we could have a look at how they were involved, and this piece of work that we've done, and we've presented it again to board, and it's really helped us change our communications plan, and it's made us really think about the messages that we're getting out to our customers. We also have a dedicated project manager, project surveyor, customer liaison officer and admin, and I can't stress enough how important this is. I think we slightly underestimated the amount of admin work that we would need to do for this project. So having these members of the team has been so important. We also have our relays from our main contractors, but having our own one in-house has actually benefited us as well, because it means that we can actually spend more time with the customers that actually need it. It's just helped them to understand what works we're doing and the approach we're going to take. So we've also used social value within the contracts. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to do something around energy efficiency. So we asked them to do some hampers for us. This is around keeping our customers warm. So we wanted things like electric blankets, and so things that where people are in fuel poverty, we can hand these out to our customers and help them, and light bulbs. We also included some help where customers may be hoarders and need some additional support because they have a lot of things in their home and they need help with moving those things so that we can actually get the work done. So we included that all within the contracts. A flexible procurement approach. When I was writing this, the thing I've put at the top of my pad of paper is how flexible you have to be. We've changed our plan slightly because it wasn't working around the SMEs. So we changed, and we will be able to be that flexible. Also, again, with the contracts in place for longer, that's that flexibility. We have that ability to then, if one contractor isn't working, we can go to another contract. So we have different options in place. Project and governance, and I'm not just saying it because I was running the governance, but we have, I would say it has been well run, not just because I'm doing it, but just we had oversight. We have separate meetings with our ET. They sign off everything that we submit to DESNES. We have the communications meetings. We have meetings where we're going through the finance. We really are checking everything that we are doing. And so that's why our board and ET have this, that they're so supportive of us, because they can see we have good control over the project. So not everything goes to plan. So what have we learned from this? So definitely starting the procurement before being awarded the funding, which we did. We could have done it earlier. I think the procurement, don't underestimate how long it does take. And I think that gives that we had 2 years to deliver. We are going to finish on time, but the procurement has taken up a bigger significant time than what we had expected, even though we started it early. Retrofit assessments, again, these have taken longer than what we thought. To get the design signed off. So again, we should have maybe carried those out sooner, and we already have some funding available for this year so that we can already do some more ready for the next wave, because then that will give us another head start. Customers, I don't think you need to underestimate how many appointments they need to do this work. So it's about, I think we need to find out how we can minimise those numbers. How can we make the appointments at the same time? Because you are talking 5, 6, 7 appointments, different surveys, retrofit surveys, APCs, the work's being done. So it's around how can we make that less intrusive for the customers. Better use of social value. I think that we would like to look at different ways. One thing I didn't want when we was doing this, I didn't want apprenticeships. I didn't want the standard sort of social value that our contractors would usually offer us. I wanted to think a little bit outside of the box. We had that a little bit, but I'd like to work out how we could make that better so we can have a bigger impact from that. Case studies. Yeah, now we have the case studies. That's great for wave 3. But what I would say is that customers actually want to know why and how it's going to benefit them. And this is what you really get from the case studies. We can't tell them how much they're going to save from their energy bills, but we know that there will be a saving. But it's how you word that. And so the case studies are really important because it's real life and they can see how it has impacted other customers. And identifying homes that may be hard to treat. I think this goes back to, again, to good data. We have quite good data, but we have found that we have had some gaps. So, for example, we had about 95 homes that we had to take out of the programme because we found out that they were hard to treat. They had brick slips that we weren't aware of. This was from a programme from years and years ago that we weren't involved in, and we didn't necessarily have that level of detail. So identifying homes that are hard to treat is actually thinking about what you can do to them just to make them more energy efficient. Is there anything else you want to add, Ben?
No, I think, you pretty much, covered it off. Yeah, obviously there are a lot of challenges with delivering deep retrofits in customers' homes, but it's about getting the positives out there early and communicating them well with customers. So short-term pain for sort of long-term gain is essentially the key message that you want to get across to your customers. They're going to live in a better quality home when the works are finished.
Yeah, thanks, Ben.